if you teach a man to fish, you feed him for a lifetime, right? So that's the idea behind the fundraising training is we're not just connecting you with the right people so that you have money for a little bit amount of time. It's how can you really hone the art of fundraising so that you have these relationships with people that are in it for the long run with you.
Yeah.
So we usually have them think of it in 3 different ways. So there's recruit, retain, and reach. So there's essentially 3 different groups of people that you kind of want to master the way that you talk to them. Recruit is how you're talking to new people who maybe have no idea what your organization does. What is it that you can tell them to kind of invite them in, not necessarily have them be a lifetime person at that point, but just kind of pique their interest, right? So that's recruiting. Retaining is how do we keep those people around, right? The people that have shown time and time again that they're here to support you, and what is it that you can do to make them know what it means to have them as part of the mission. We tell them that it's not necessarily an ask, it's an invitation, right? You're not just connecting with them so that you can check something off the list. It's inviting them to be part of something bigger. And then you have reach, which is where you're connecting with major donors. And these are the ones that you depend on for major gifts, which those vary in range depending on the size of your charity. A major gift might be $1,000 for one charity. It might be $20,000 for a different charity. But who are the donors that they can connect with that are willing to step up in that way for them? And again, not just ask them out to coffee so that they can ask for money, but instead connect with them and get to know them, right?
So what are some of the, if you know, what are some of the teachings for that? Or like, do you have an example of one of them, recruiting?
Sure. I would say I tend to think of it as you're speaking through different channels for each one is kind of how I've had myself understand it. So like for recruiting, I think of it as more like your social media. Like how are people maybe going to stumble upon your organization? If they, hear about it from a friend, how are they going to get to know more about you? So it's more so, what are those things that people can find to readily understand what it is that you do? With reaching, it's more about what's your constant communication with your pool of donors? Are you sending newsletters? Are you, inviting them to events that they can come to show more support for you? Are you asking them to get involved in ways beyond financial giving, if it's volunteering or donating goods? And yeah, with reaching, it is a little bit more of an art where it is about relationship building and finding ways to connect with them that aren't just, hey, you're a help to my mission, but I genuinely care about you and you're important to us.